Bobby Van Wieringen from Amherstburg, Ontario, Canada, starting down the car, the Girl Bike Incorporated, now at Springport. Starting fourth, starting third, Steve Dorr from Lakeland, Florida, the race car into the end of the starting number 11. First run is well, but can't lead. He's going on the pole, but he's up the home. Four, drivers set to the green. The Conklin car still in his car, ready to pull off on the back stretch. Full round to the top. Third lead to number 12, set from green from fourth.
Watch your tongue or have it come from your head. Save your life by keeping whispers unsaid.
We got trouble already in turn number 4.
Original cause of the caution, the 65 of Jeff Owens from Montrose, Michigan goes around. Jeff Owens from Montrose spinning up in turns 3 and 4. His car looped as the green was waving right about mid-pack. He started this race in 13th. Jeff Owens spinning up in turn 4. No laps in, 100 to go. Cole Rouse and Dan Leake going to try it again. It was mid-pack where the issue arose. This time looking good through 3 and 4. We are underway at Springport. Rouse and Leake into turn 1. Rouse the advantage in groove number 2.
Dan Leake working the outside lane, the number 12 machine. Here comes Dominique Van Wieringen in the number 5. But on to turn number 4, leader of lap 1 is going to be Dan Leake with Van Wieringen in second.
We knew Van Wieringen with the previous experience here at Springport was going to be one of the tough challengers here for the event in the 100, and already up into the number 2 position from her 4 starting spot. And the second lane, Matt, looking good early on.
I guess it just depends on the setups with some of these guys. Everyone has different strategies. You'll see guys wait till halfway through. You guys wait till lap 60, even lap 75. Sometimes even 10 laps to go before they finally start moving.
Cole Rouse, pole sitter, fell back into 4th. He's getting racy right now, trying to get back around the number 10 of Steve Dorr, who had a good start, stayed in that number 3 position. But Rouse challenging for the number 3 spot. Battle as well for the number 5 position and move Trevor Berry back into the top 5.
Berry to 5th. He has the best seat in the house now. That battle for the final podium position.
Trouble down in turn 4. We've got big trouble now. Around again goes the 65. Spinning the 65 once again. Jeff Owens in turn number 4. Couple of cars behind him collected. Car going into the air was the 04 of Jared Foley. He has damage to the right front. Kentucky driver Jared Foley in the 04 caught up in the aftermath of the Owens spin.
Foley involved also with the 47 fellow Bluegrass straight driver Dakota Stroop. Dakota Stroop a little off the pace in the 47 machine. He has fallen all the way to the tail of the field, and now he'll go 1 lap down to the 5 of Dominique Van Wieringen. Stroop pulls it off. He'll call it an afternoon. Trouble in turn number 2. Hunter Bays goes around. Caution flag will fly.
Hunter Bays might have got a little help from behind. I think Kyle Hayden in the 14 was running right behind him. There was some shuffling right in front of him, though. Cole Rouse got some contact on the front stretch. He went up the banking, wiggled a little bit. When he did, the cars behind him checked up, and I think that's where a little bit of contact ensued between the 13 and possibly the 14.
Dominique Van Wieringen, your leader in the number 5. Dan Leake second in the 12. Steve Dorr, Trevor Berry, row number 2. Van Wieringen takes the inside lane, forces Dan Leake to the high side. On to turn number 4, green flags out, we're back underway.
Van Wieringen goes out front. Dan Leake at the number 2 position. Dan Leake in car number 12. Followed by the double wide battle between Dorr and Berry. Berry was all over the 10 car. Look out, middle of the pack. Nelms checking up. Nelms, one of the quickest cars in the field, but not right now. He saves it from a crash. Cars going inside, cars going outside, but he's got big issues in the 0. Nelms with either a tire going down or a suspension problem. Takes it down into the first and second turn and will loop it around in the second corner. Nelms with all kinds of problems in the 0.
Something amiss with that LisaThomasSalon.com number 0, Josh Nelms. He restarted that race restarted 9th, fell right to the back of the field, and then Nelms turns it around in turn number 2, bringing out our 4th caution of the afternoon. And in the midst of watching Josh Nelms spin over in turn number 2, Trevor Berry made the pass on Steve Dorr to take over the 3rd spot as we get ready to roll back to green.
28 complete, 72 laps to go. Van Wieringen brings him in. The green is out. Leake now in the grasp of Trevor Berry. Trevor Berry to the inside of Dan Leake for the number 2 position. Berry starting his first. full-bodied stock car race here at Springport Motor Speedway, and he's about to take second away from Dan Lee. Off the pace, Kozlik. Look out, Cole Rouse. He checks up. Haley nearly gets into the back of the 23 of Kozlik. Scary moment. Now there's some water laying on the bottom. Around goes Snyder. Collects the 147 of Sims. And trying to fly through the middle, there comes the 65 car of Jeff Owens. Well, Trent Snyder got down in the grass in turn number 3, brought some water out on the raceway, tires wet on the 88 of Snyder. Then he spins in turn number 4. It was wild watching drivers go to the outside, drivers go to the inside as we have caution flag once again.
1 to go at the line. 41 laps completed, 59 laps to go. Again, Dominique Van Weeringen takes the inside lane, forces Trevor Berry to the high side of the number 1 machine. Dan Leake and Steve Dorr, row number 2. David McManus, Eric Lee, row number 3. JJ Haley, Corey Deucer, row number 4. Tristan Van Weeringen and Keith Sturkowitz making his first appearance in the top 10. They come on a 4.
Berry on the outside lane, doesn't have the start that Van Weeringen did. She leads the field down into 1. Berry fighting back hard in the second group. Trevor Berry trying to make a run this time. A better attempt for Trevor Berry on this restart. Wheel to wheel in 3 and 4.
JJ Haley has the legendary Bobby Blount as his crew chief.
Mentioned maybe late in the race some of the drivers would start to fade a little bit. Trevor Berry is loose. Coming off the corner, he has burned off the rear tires. Berry burning off the rear tires, actually something. Let's go going into the corner. Watch out. Drivers getting into the fluid. Lee has gone around, spinning in the fluid, put down by Berry. I have a feeling maybe it wasn't the tires going away from Trevor Berry. He might have been getting into some of his own liquid for a while right before he spun, because he put some definite liquid down. Something breaking on the number 1 of Trevor Berry. What a run he had. It comes to an end early on today.
A heartbreaker for the 21-year-old from Kyle, Michigan. The Hearts and Hands Home Healthcare Chevrolet running in the top 3. Got to as high as second. Something letting go underneath the number 1 machine of Berry. We're at 62 laps completed, 38 laps to go. Dominique Van Weeringen, your leader in the 5. Dan Leake in second, but the fastest car on the racetrack prior to that red flag, JJ Haley, the 99 machine. They'll lead him on the turns 3 and 4.
62 laps complete, 38 laps to go. We are back underway. Van Weeringen and Leake nearly rubbing some paint. Little piece of debris flies up into the air. Lee goes sideways. Your top qualifier losing a couple of spots. For the lead, Dan Leake pulling forward. Hunter Bays has dropped off the pace in the 13. Leake is going to lead lap number 63. JJ Haley following closely. Leake is wheeling in the outside lane. First and second in the battle. Up front, Haley trying to pick a lane. Van Weeringen has fallen to second.
Dan Leake working that outside lane, takes over the top spot, but Dominique Van Weeringen trying the inside, trying to fight back. She's got a back bumper full of JJ Haley. She knows she's got to go now. The best seat in the house, though, goes to the crafty veteran from Coldwater, Michigan, Steve Dorr, running in 4th.
All by himself is McManus a couple of car lengths back. Hunter Bays in the 13, another trip to the pits. Looks like his day might end early, and Dan Leake
looking for the win, the number 12.
Haley's car rotating the bottom of the turn, and we've got caution. Trent Snyder, 4-time winner with the series in the past, has spun. Coming off of turn number 2, Snyder has gone around. Caution flag waves. Yellow is out for Snyder in the 88. Dan Leake in car number 12 is our new leader under that green flag run. That second groove worked well for him on the restart. And the Mr. Asphalt number 12 of Dan Leake.
Coughlin Car's pace car will duck into the pit area. They'll see the green flag this time by Dan Leake on the inside. Dominique Van Weeringen on the high side. Chief starter Brian Duggan's got the green flag back in the air.
And a good restart for Leake, and along comes Haley right to the rear bumpers. He's going to try to take over the number 2 position. Might even go for the lead. He looks to the bottom, drops a couple tires off the track. In turn number 2, trouble off of 2. Hayden caught up. Sims is there in the 4 of Armstrong. It's going to bring out a yellow, and we're going to have another restart. Caution flag is out. Everybody stacked up. Boyd Jacobs gets pushed by the 81 of Tristan Van Weeringen, lifting the rear tires off the ground. He's able to control it. Scary moment on the front stretch as Van Weeringen in the 81 runs underneath the rear bumper of Mark Jacobs.
Same thing with the 0, Josh Nelms, a veteran of the template crate wars. They go into turns 3 and 4, anticipating the restart.
29 laps to go. Leak hits the go button, and off they go. Down the front stretch, Van Wieringen sliding back. Now we'll move forward. Second groove, Dominique Van Wieringen trying to get back up front to challenge for the number 1 spot.
Van Wieringen inching up alongside of Dan Leak. Coming out of turn number 4. Leak with a good run off of 4. Continues to lead. JJ Haley trying the inside of Van Wieringen as they go and come out of turn number 2. Great battle for that second spot.
Haley's car seems to really get in a groove after about 3 or 4 laps. A little sluggish on restarts. Takes him a while. Soon as everybody else starts to slide around, just as Van Wieringen did there on the exit of turn number 4, he stays glued to the bottom, side by side for the number 2 position. Youngster JJ Haley for second.
Haley on the inside, Van Wieringen on the outside. While looking in his mirror, Dan Leak says, go ahead, you two, keep on that. I'm going to pull away. Oh, and Van Wieringen goes around in turn number 2. Caution flag will fly. My goodness, Adam. Dominique Van Wieringen facing the wrong way in turn number 2.
Van Wieringen on the outside. On the inside was the 99 of Haley. They barely rubbed doors, maybe a little bit heading into that first corner. She trying to squeeze him down, him trying to get the right angle into the first corner. When they rub doors, she goes spinning over in turn number 2, bringing out the caution. Kind of a racing deal there with 74 laps in, 26 laps to go.
One of the first drivers, one of the very few first drivers to have used the CRA feeder system quite extensively.
Yes,
from the
with all
CRA
of
Street
them.
Stocks, with everything, with CRA Street Stocks to CRA Late Model Sportsman, now in JEG CRA All Stars Tour. Leak and Haley out of turn 4. Green flag, we're back underway.
Haley, though, has been on the inside predominantly so far. This time he gets to try the second groove. Sideways is Leak. They nearly make some contact. 3 wide for the number 3 spot. Who will come out of 4 with third? Right now, McManus. Nelms on the bottom, nearly gets into the grass, leading lap 75, the 12 of Leak.
Here comes Josh Nelms in the number 0 machine. He's now on the podium in third as he battles with David McManus for that spot. Up front, J.J. Haley round the outside of Dan Leak. Leak closes the gap. Haley dives to the bottom.
Oh, Haley strong down on the bottom lane. He looks inside of Leak. Leak giving him room. Number 1 position up for grabs. Exit of 2. Leak in the Mr. Asphalt, number 12, holding him off.
J.J. Haley to the inside one more time. Leak gets a little sideways coming out of 4, but a nice little run coming off of 4. He went way high, almost in a 2.5 groove. But here comes Haley in the 99.
J.J. Haley side by side with Dan Leak. Good race at the front of the field. Haley takes over the lead. Leak has dropped to second. In third is Josh Nelms.
Howie Liddell Memorial Rookie of the Year title contender J.J. Haley out in front of the 99. Dan Leak in second. Josh Nelms up to third in the 0 machine. Steve Dorr shuffled back to 4th. David McManus has been shuffled back as well. He's in 5th.
We were shocked when J.J. Haley earlier did not set a top 5 time. In fact, qualified 18th after being so strong in practice. We're not shocked that he came from deep in the field to take the lead late in the race. He's out front trying to build up some ground between himself and the 12 of Dan Leak.
4/5 of the way through this event. 80 laps completed. 20 laps to go. J.J. Haley looking. Oh, we got trouble over in turns 1 and 2. Grant Quinlan a complete 360, but the caution flag comes out.
Quinlan has spun at the back of the pack, one of our final 2 competitors on the raceway. Quinlan and the number 28 has spun to bring out a caution.
Leads him on a 4. Green flag, we're back underway.
22 laps to go. Saw maybe a little bit of water get kicked up over in turn 4. McManus makes a bold move down into turn 1. Some contact with Dorr. Dorr continues in third. McManus taking 4th away from Nelms. He's caught in the high lane. Can he move forward out there? He might. Here comes McManus starting to challenge with Dorr now as Haley's back out front and leading again. 21 to go.
Dorr back on the podium. He's running in the 3rd spot. Right here comes Josh Nelms. A little bump and rubbing with David McManus in the number 7 machine. As they battle for that 4th spot. The lap's winding down. 82 in, 18 to go that time. Nelms trying to clear McManus. Oh, big trouble in turn number 4.
Problems.
Turn 1, excuse me.
Down in turn number 1, up into the wall we go. Caution flag. Again out. Yellow displayed as Haley and Leak raced out front. Cole Rouse in the number 20 car down in turn number 1. Green flag coming off of turn number 4. Haley and Leak. Leak, pretty good restart. Not good enough. Will he try to get to the bottom? Dorr is there. Lakeland, Florida driver Steve Dorr for the number 2 spot. Trouble in 1 and 2. Jacobs in the 97 has gone around. So is Jay Summers in the 98. I think Summers giving Jacobs a little bit of help over in turn number 2. So still 82 in and 18 to go. Caution once again. We're down to our final less than 20 laps, and Summers and Jacobs contact in the second corner.
Dan Leak is second. The closest battles for third. The 10 of Steve Dorr, and a great run for the number 7, David McManus. He's sandwiched between a couple crafty veterans in Steve Dorr and Josh Nelms.
McManus, one of those drivers. Oh, and he gets turned. The 0 car of Nelms had gotten under him. He tried to close the door in turn number 1. The 2 make contact. Nelms and the 7 of McManus, just as we talked about him, tail into the top 5. McManus was running 4th. 93 laps complete, 7 laps to go. The green is back out. J.J. Haley and Dan Leak into the first corner. Haley again with the edge.
And here comes Josh Nelm trying to get back around the outside of Steve Dorr. That's for the 3rd spot. Eric Lee now starting to feel racy in the number 5 machine. They battle for 4, 6 to go for J.J. Haley.
They are beating and banging for the number 4 position. The 5 car of Lee on the inside of the number 8 car. Or the 0 car rather of Nelms. They race for the 4th and 5th positions through turns 3 and 4. Haley pulling out by a couple of car lengths.
In the 99 machine.
And Haley leading the field with the 12 car of Leak in the number 2 position. The 10 car of Dorr running in the 3rd spot, and the 5 of Lee running in 4th. Haley protecting the bottom, getting down to our final stages of today's Cabin Fever 100, presented by JEGS.com.
3 to go that time by. The next time by, they'll see the 2 lap to go signal. 98 in, 2 to go this time. One more chance for Dan Lee to get by J.J. Haley, the 99 machine. Steve Dorr's 3rd, Eric Lee is 4th, Josh Nelms is 5th.
I don't know if they'll be able to get to the finish without another caution. Look at the battle for 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. They're all stacked up, heading to turn 3. White flag is out, 1 to go. They'll most likely be racing back to the line now. Haley leads by 2 car lengths into 1 and 2.
Haley trying to stay ahead of Dan Leak in the number 12 machine. One more chance. Oh, trouble in the backstretch. Checkered flag in the air.
Haley wins the event, but a big-time crash on the backstretch. I knew one was coming. You could see that battle. Jacobs gets tore up on the final circuit, the 97 of Jackson Jacobs with heavy damage. The 81 of Tristan Van Wieringen got sideways. Everybody was beating and banging for positions in our top 10. The 147 of Sims involved, as we've got caution after the checkered. And winning J.J. Haley, first career JEG CRA All Stars Tour win. And he does it in the Cabin Fever 100 at Springport. He was fastest yesterday in practice. He was fastest today in practice. Then in qualifying, he was 18th quick. Well, it was kind of a fluke. He proved it in the race. He proves it in the race with a great run.